Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Anisa, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I will to be linked to down below in the description, and let's get right into the video. So I'm starting off by gluing on my tips. These are from 876 Nails. These are XXL no C-curve coffin tips, and I have been loving these recently, and I've been doing very long nails, so I wanted to just do some that are just long to like medium long and not XXL or even 3XL. So if you are not a XXL lover, here you go. These are still kind of long, but these also will work for shorter nails as well. Yeah, so I figured out how to get the glue to finally dry, you guys. If you guys know what happened in the last video when I first tried these out, it was not drying. The glue would not dry, nothing would dry, and everything is all better now. And yes, the hurry up glue finally worked as intended, because like even on one of my other nails on the other set, it would not dry. Like literally the hurry up glue wouldn't even, not hurry up, the hurry up spray wouldn't even set. But yes, this is still the McCart glue, by the way, y'all, and I think that's part of the problem. But I have a ton of this glue left, because when you buy their full cover tips, it comes with this glue automatically. And like I said, I recommend the brush on nail glue. This tube glue is good for, like, let's say you're doing press on nails. It's perfect for that, because it gives you enough time so you can move it around, but at the same time it still sets up relatively quickly. But doing like tips, like regular half cover nail tips, it's a no from me. But I'm gonna let you guys watch me go on these tips, and then I'll be back for the next step. Now I'm going in with my tip cutters and just cutting the nails down to my desired length. These get much shorter, FYI, because I kept messing up, and then I ended up shaping one nail a little bit smaller than the other, and then I ended up going from square to coffin during the filing process, because I did want them coffin, but they turned out a little bit more square. And at first I was just gonna leave it square, but then I ended up going coffin for real. So yeah. So this is butter pecan, and I'm finally using the Recollections glitter. This is bubblegum. This is inspired by my previous set. The clear I'm using is from Natalie Carmona. The monomer I'm using is from Acrylic Creamery, and again I'm using my Beetles brush, and Beetles no longer sells this brush. The Dappin Dish is from Bombnails, and it comes with a little pink crystal, so the monomer does not evaporate off if you're leaving it for a little while. Don't leave it in there for forever, but yeah. All I'm doing right now is adding a thin clear base layer, and this is just so there's like a little gap where the tip is glued on top of the natural nail, so it leaves a little bit of a hump there. And I like to fill that in, because if I'm doing even just a solid color application, it could really affect the way that the beads fall into one another. So it just makes it easier for me to fill it in, also lifting and all that. But as you can tell, I'm using a peel off method. If you don't know what my peel off method is, I use regular base and top coat on my natural nail, my prep natural nail, and then I go ahead and use the UNT peel off base coat on top of that layer of top coat. I do 2 layers of the UNT. Then I go ahead and glue the tip on, and then I start my application, and it it pops off very easily once it's time to take it off. But for some reason, I think it's because I kept using the hurry up spray. These nails were popping off like crazy during the filing process, so that's why the video is a little bit longer, because I was struggling a little bit trying to keep the nails on. And plus, like I said, I did go for a shape change, so it was a little bit more difficult. For my thumb, I'm using the butter pecan nude as my French, and y'all, this is literally gorgeous. This is one of my favorite sets I've done in a long time, and I'm trying to get all of these videos up before Valentine's Day, and I really should have done this last week, but here we are. So all I'm doing is building up a good thickness. I already got my shape the way I like it to be, and then I will be filling it in with the glitter later on. And as you can see, I'm not using very much acrylic today. I'm just trying to use the glitter and the nude and let that be that. Like, I'm not doing too much. I wanted this to be a more simple set to where you don't need to do a lot. Frenches are hard for a lot of people, and so is ombreing. So if you're having a hard time with your French or ombre, maybe this is a bit much, but this is really all a full acrylic design with a little bit of nail art, no bling, no nothing. So it's not too dramatic. But now all I'm doing is going in and covering up my nail bed and then really just fading this into clear. And then I think I go in with some glitter here, maybe to do an ombre, maybe not. But yes, I'm not doing too much in this video. It is a very simple video. In case you guys were wondering, this is a complete freestyle. I had no idea what I was doing. So yeah, that's why you keep seeing me like repeat so many steps. I know my ring cleaner is going to be a solid nail. I know there's going to be an ombre, and a marble with the glitter on my pinky, and I'm pretty sure this is going to be a full solid nail. At first it wasn't gonna be, but I messed up, so it became a full solid nail. And y'all, this glitter is gorgeous. And like, I feel like glitter never runs out, because we've had this container, like, because my mom has done like cups with it and all this stuff for at least 3 years now, and it's still pretty full. And then she's made like additional like glitter mixes off of this one glitter, so glitter will last you for a very long time. And as you can see, I'm just dipping into the container. You're not supposed to do it like that, okay? You're supposed to get a small container, put it in there. But personally, I know that I'm not gonna like mess it up, but just be careful, because let's say your ratio is a little bit off, you could leave some acrylic in the little container and it can mess things up. So just be careful. But also, if it's your glitter, like you're not sharing it with anyone, just take the lid off like I am and just let it be. I like to, you'll see how I do the sugaring later on, but I literally like to pour it back into the lid. So yeah, when you take the lid off, it's going to be very difficult the first time, but once you keep taking the lid off, it's fine. And it's just easier to pour your glitter back in that way. And yeah, like I said, my ring cleaner is going to be a full solid nail of butter pecan. So all I'm doing right now is a marble with the glitter, the clear, and the nude. It was a little bit more difficult than I thought it was gonna be, but at the same time, it didn't give me what I wanted it to give. But it was really cute. Like, you kind of can't see it on camera, but in real life, it looked really cute. And what you really need to do is you need to use very wet beads, but make sure your beads aren't too big, because then it just kind of all falls off the nail, depending on the size. But yeah, I went ahead and did an ombre. All of these nails individually could be a set, like, or you could pick like two of these designs and make it a set. Me personally, I kind of like for every design to be different, especially because I'm only doing my left hand. So it just makes sense for me to do all of these nails different. Like, I don't know, I just have that in my mind. But like, I could have literally just done like all of the Frenches, all of the ombres, all of the solid, and then do the little design on top. Maybe some solid glitter, maybe some solid nude, something. You don't have to do all of them like this if you're not interested in it. Now I'm going to go ahead and encapsulate everything. And this is where I'm giving all the nails their proper strength and structure. And when I come to file, I will not be filing off any of the design, because whatever is not encapsulated, as soon as it hits that file, it's going to go away. So you practically wasted your time getting your placement just right and making sure everything was nice and even and smooth, because some powders are softer than others. Like, the butter pecan nude is a pretty soft color, but it's not the softest color, versus the nails I put clear on, right? So if I'm filing, and there's a difference between those two colors, what I'm doing on the clear nails, like the nails that are encapsulated in clear, won't translate well to that nail. It's going to be like over filed. It's going to be way too harsh, and it's going to leave scratches that are too deep. It's going to like take gouges out. It's going to be too much. So I just go ahead and encapsulate everything in clear just to make it a lot easier. Of course, you can go and encapsulate in clear all at one time, or you can do it nail by nail. It just depends. I'm capping right now because I have to file around my smile line, and I don't want it to have dust in that area if I don't have to have dust in it. So it's just easier for me to cap everything now and get it over with, then go ahead and do the thumb, and then cap the thumb as well. after I'm done encapsulating and the nails have fully dried, I'm going in and shaping with the 100 grit hand files from 876 Nails. And like I said, this is a good hand file, but I'm an 80/80 girl down, so it's just not my preferred hand file, period. Like, I just don't like 100 grit because, like I said, I'm very rough. So this is a very good sturdy hand file, and I managed to bend it because I'm just used to it. So yeah, this is what happens when you do the peel off method sometimes. It gets like underneath the acrylic. If there's like a little gap between like the tip and all that, it just starts to spread. So yeah, beware of that. But other than that, I'm just going in and disconnecting it off my skin. And this is also where I'm going to start to shape it into coffin and remove some of the length and everything like that. This is a fine tapered ceramic bit, and all I'm doing is going around my cuticle as well as filing down the sides and also filing it into coffin. It's just much easier to do it with the drill bit, and this drill bit I've had for a very long time, and it is still incredibly sharp. Like, you have to be very careful with this, and you do not have to really like do too much. You can literally just leave it at that corner for like a couple of seconds, and it has just like pushed the corner all the way in. So like, it just removed like everything that's on that side. So you just have to be very careful. And yeah, and I'm using it at 10 RPMs, as you can see, and it is taking down quite a bit. And I really do recommend this drill bit, and I don't believe it came in a kit. It might have, but it might not have. I'll have to check, and it'll be linked down below in the description. doing right now is shaping the nail to coffin, and in order to do that I bumped the speed up to 16, and there was a ton of filing, and somehow my brush got messed up. Okay, so once I finished filing, I went ahead and dusted everything off, cleansed the nails, and now I'm using the Sabuland white gel polish. And y'all, my little brush was messed up so bad I don't even know what happened to it, and it's my Aivy Co brush, so very disappointing. Just bought that, but I ended up showing you guys in this video how I straightened it out, because Zule said to make sure your brush was fully clean and then go ahead and dip it into like super hot water that's like practically like boiling hot. And here it is. I made my sister put it in the microwave for me for like 2 minutes, and it's just in the cup. I dipped it in there. I cleaned off all the white, and then I dipped it in there for literally a couple of seconds, like you can see, and bam, back to straight, back in business. It was literally perfect. But you have to make sure you get off all of the gel polish that was on the brush beforehand, and it worked perfectly, you guys. So I went ahead and retraced the smile line after curing it for a full 60 seconds, and then I'm doing it again for a second coat, and then I went ahead and dumped the loose glitter on there just to go ahead and have a sugared French. But you want to sugar these nails twice, and the reason why I'm saying that is because this gel polish does cure the tacky layer, but it is a thicker one, so it's not going to hold on to the glitter as well as it should. If you're using a white gel polish that's like medium to medium thick, it's gonna hold on very well. But this is a like gel paint, so it's much thicker, so it's not gonna hold on to all that glitter well, even though it is a fine glitter. So what you can do is just go ahead and retrace in like a regular like top coat, base coat or something, and go ahead and let it cure that way, and it will cure 100% better. And I didn't lose any glitter after I did that, so I ended up doing a second coat and it was just fine. And then now all I'm doing is adding another coat to wherever the glitter did not stick, because if there's nothing for the glitter to stick to, it's not going to stick there. And on the second coat of the white, I did not retrace over this area, so it did not stick onto the glitter all the way. So like you saw how I brushed it off and like a lot of glitter came off, but not as much glitter as like as soon as I pushed that area, it went ahead and just took the white away, like immediately. Not the white, but it took the glitter away. So yes, later on, because my phone did die, so I didn't get to show you, but even after I did the little hearts and everything, I went ahead and put clear on those too, just to go ahead and do a second coat, and the glitter just looked so much better. It was very bright. It was gorgeous, so I recommend doing a second coat if your first coat is not good enough, but do not top coat over it after that. Just leave it be, and it'll be extra secured once you have done that second coat of glitter. Now all I'm doing is doing a swirl design as well as like the little cuticle outline, and then after this I do go in with M09 by Not Polish and do some more nail art, like some starbursts and things like that. This is the easiest way to do hearts. Like I said, this gel paint is a little bit thicker than a gel polish, so you want to be very careful, because as you can see, like it has like a little tail and everything, so it is just a little bit harder for you to pull the brush through. And if you're using like a gel polish, it's going to be easier, but if you're using one that's way too thin, it's just going to drag all over the place and it's just going to run. So if you mix a gel polish and a gel paint together, you get like one of the most perfect consistencies for like doing nail art like this. And you can even, I'll show you, but if let's say like it's just like way too thick, or you can't get your lines perfect or fill it in right, just go in with the dotting tool with the smallest dot, because there's big dots and there's small ones. Go in with the small one and just fill it in like regular. Like, I am not good at nail art. I cannot draw on paper. I'm just horrible at it because I can't visualize what it's supposed to be like as the end product. So that's why I'm so bad. Using the little dotting tool is the easiest way to get that heart together. Just be very careful and go slow. There's even like a little stylus tool. If you use the little stylus, because it's just more pointed than like the little ballpoint area, do that and it's so much easier. I know a lot of the dotting tool packs come with one that's more of like a stylus. Use that for drawing and it is perfect. So I did not cure any of these white hearts because I will be dumping some more of the glitter on top of it. Like I said, go ahead and do a second coat with like a clear. So all you want to do is trace it perfectly, then do your second coat of glitter, and then cure it for a full 60 seconds. And that glitter is secure and it's going to be super bright and super pigmented, and the glitter will not fall off after you do that. Sometimes you can only do one coat of glitter and it's perfect, but because we're using a gel paint, it's just not as sticky and it's just not going to hold that glitter as well. So that's why you have to do the second coat if you're using this gel paint. So after I dumped the glitter on that, because I didn't intend on doing all of them sugared, but I just kind of did it too close. So I was like, I kind of have to do them all sugared now. So now I'm going in with just some regular white ones, and I'm going to be curing those for a full 60 seconds. And yes, after this, I think I have a little bit more nail art to do when it comes to the M09 color. So because I did not clean my brush, it's kind of, if I don't have enough pink on the brush, it's turning white, which is really cute to me because it's kind of like doing a little tie-dye effect without me having to do too much. So I went ahead and did some of the little stars as well as some of the hearts. And I did a little open heart and it looked really cute. I've never been able to draw an open heart, but it just worked very easily for me. And also, do not touch the acrylic or the gel polish with your hand. Use a tool to wipe it off, so you don't get any like allergies or anything to the product. But after I'm done drawing my nail art, I'm going to go ahead and cure it for a full 60 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and top coat. Sometimes like, let's say when you're doing the sugar glitter, it's right on the first time. Like, let's say you're using the regular gel polish and it just holds on well and like your glitter does not come off like mine did. You want to go ahead and do your top coat around the glitter. Do not do the top coat on top of the glitter because it literally ruins the sugared effect and it does not look as bright and as shiny as if it were to be encapsulated. Like, you see how this glitter, it looks good because it's like fully encapsulated, but when you do the top coat on it, for some reason, when it's just like the raw glitter, it does not look the same and it kind of like dulls it out and it feels weird and blobby. So here is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and ring the bell. Everything I will leave down below in the description, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.